Okay, for B, we're going to do the same thing. So we're looking for where cosine of x is equal to the negative square root of 3 over 2. So the first thing is, what quadrants are we in? Well, we're looking for where cosine is negative. So, yeah, 2 and 3, right? All right, so I'm going to have a quadrant 2 answer. And I'm going to have a quadrant 3 answer. All right, is cosine x or y? It's x. So I'm looking for where x is going to be the negative square root of 3 over 2. Now, if all you use is your first quadrant, then it's a little, if you don't draw out your unit circle, we're going to have to do a little more work, but that's okay. So first thing I'm going to do is find the reference angle, which means the angle that's going to be in quadrant 1. So when I look at my hand, I'm looking for where x is going to be the square root of 3. X is from the top, so there's my 3. So what angle is that right there? So that tells me that my reference angle is pi over 6. So in quadrant 2, when I'm looking for that quadrant 2 angle, that means this little angle here is a pi over 6. So remember, take pi minus pi over 6, which is?
Pi over 6.
Very good. So we're going to take the angle that's written there, the x, and set it equal to the 5 pi over 6. And again, we're not restricted, so we're going to put plus. What is the period for cosine? 2 pi n. And so this is going to be one of my solutions. And we're going to do the same thing then in quadrant 3. In quadrant 3, my angle's down here, so I know right there is that pi over 6. So remember, in quadrant 3, you're past the pi, so you're going to take pi plus pi over 6, which is, okay, so again, take your angle, which you said was x, and set it equal to the 7 pi over 6 plus the 2 pi n. And there's our second answer. All right, so for C, we're looking for where tangent of x is going to equal a negative square root of 3. So again, first thing is, think, what quadrants are you looking in? Where is tangent negative? Remember, use your all students take calculus, right? So yeah, 2 and 4. All right, so tangent is what in terms of x and y? Yeah, y over x. So remember, we're going to make this over 1. And tangent and cotangent are the only ones we can get by with by going ahead and saying, well, they have to be over 2 then, because when we did our keep it, change it, flip it, the over 2's cancel. Okay? So let's go ahead and find our reference angle. So in quadrant 1 here, to find our reference angle, I know y is going to be the square root of 3. X is 1, so I'm at that angle right there, which is, no, I'm in quadrant 1. First, I'm in quadrant 1. So yeah, the pi over 3 is my reference angle. So my reference angle is 2 pi over 3. That's a 2, even though it's messy looking. All right, so in quadrant, sorry, y'all told me pi over 3. I'm jumping ahead there. So in quadrant 2, we're going to be pi over 3 before pi. So subtract it. And guess what we get? Yeah, that 2 pi over 3. So our angle, which I need to check, is x. It's equal to 2 pi over 3. We're not restricted, so plus, what's the period for tangent? Pi n, correct? Don't box it yet. We're going to come back and talk about something on this one. Tangent and cotangent are special. What about quadrant 4? So in quadrant 4, I'm just moving it over a little bit here. Quadrant 4, my angle's right here. So I'm pi over 3 from 2 pi. So 2 pi minus pi over 3.
5 pi over 3.
So my angle is equal to 5 pi over 3 plus pi n, right? Now there's another way though I could call it. It's not necessarily 5 pi over 3. What's another name for that angle that's closer to 0? We went clockwise pi over 3, didn't we? So we could do this as negative pi over 3 plus pi n. That makes it even easier on us, doesn't it? Since we're not restricted, that's okay to use that one. No, but wait a minute. I see something funny here. When I graph these, here's my quadrant 2 angle. Here's my quadrant 4 angle. What do you notice? They form a straight line. How far apart are they then from each other? Pi. So when I took this 2 pi over 3 right here, and I add a pi to it, I'm landing on the next one, aren't I? So do I really have to have both answers?
No.
No. So we're actually just going to get one answer with tangent. And typically what they'll do is they'll take the smaller angle and they use the negative of it if it's in quadrant 4. So they're going to take the negative pi over 3 plus pi n to use as their final solution.